Good morning. This is Mrs. Timm reading aloud the story 7 Tons of Steel, and it is written by Janet Nolan. What I love about this book is the strength that the cover of this story shows. It was an inspiration that not only made way for a wonderful storybook to read aloud to help us remember an important event like September 11th, when the Twin Towers in New York City crashed because terrorists tried to destroy them. And they did destroy them. But one thing that they did not destroy was the resolve of the American people and the desire to be a strong and a free country. And so the story, 7 Tons of Steel, is written by Janet Nolan, read by Mrs. Timm. And today we think about the strength of our United States military and the resolve of its people as we learn about how a steel beam from the World Trade Center was used to create the bow of the ship that you see on the cover. It was an ordinary day, and this boy is on his way to school. And in New York City, it was a very ordinary day. However, this driver noticed an airplane in the side mirror of his car as he drove to work. And we know what tragedy unfolded. There is a ship, a Navy ship, and it is called the USS New York. And it is big like other Navy ships, and it sails like other Navy ships. But there is something different, something special about the USS New York. On September 11th, 2001, clouds of smoke billowed into the clear blue sky. The World Trade Center tower came down, both of them. Almost 3,000 people lost their lives that day. In the days after the towers collapsed, people brought flowers and photographs, stuffed animals and pictures drawn with crayon. They lit candles and brought handwritten notes to decorate a place they now called Ground Zero in an effort to honor their loved ones and the people that lost their lives. For weeks and months afterwards, people cleared away metal and stone from Ground Zero. One truck carried a beam made of steel from New York to a foundry or a factory down in Louisiana, and that factory would then take that beam and change it into something new. Workers heated the beam to a high temperature. Steel melted into liquid. Molten metal, bright orange and fiery red, was pounded into a mold. It took 4 days for it to cool. Just take a look at that picture. 7.5 tons of steel, which had once been a beam in the World Trade Center, was now the bow of a Navy ship. Chippers and grinders, painters and polishers worked on it for months. Once a beam, but now a bow, it was taken to a shipyard in the city of New Orleans. Shipbuilders, engineers, electricians, mechanics, welders, carpenters, painters, and plumbers worked together to build the USS New York. And then it was time to install the bow. Shipbuilders stopped their work and came to watch. Draped in an American flag, 7.5 tons of steel were lifted by a crane and welded into place on the USS New York. You can see the ship over here. At the top, all the people who were watching that day. Out in the ocean, a storm started to swirl. Winds twisted, waters churned. Hurricane Katrina slammed into New Orleans. Levees broke, homes flooded, and businesses were swept away. Many shipbuilders lost their homes. they could not work on the USS New York until Camp Katrina was built. Now the workers had a place to live. They could continue building the ship. And I like how they didn't give up. Even though a hurricane came along and wiped away their belongings and their homes and their businesses, they didn't stop. They continued to work on something far more important, which was building up the strength of the American people and of their minds. And this picture shows the USS New York in Louisiana all done. Finally, the USS New York was finished, but the mighty ship still sat on dry land. Inch by inch, using skids, grease, and hydraulic lifts, the ship was put into the water. It was the biggest moving object on the earth that day. The ship sailed down the Mississippi into the Gulf of Mexico and out into the open waters of the Atlantic Ocean. The USS New York was going home. When I hear that it's going home, it makes me wonder where home might be. I'm thinking in my mind where those steel beams used to be. The USS New York sailed past the Statue of Liberty and came to a stop across from Ground Zero, the site where the World Trade Towers once stood. There was silence on the water. There was silence on the land. The silence was broken by a 21-gun salute. And a 21-gun salute is to honor those that have fallen and have given up their lives for the freedoms that you and I have. When the ceremony ended, the warship set out to do its job on the sea. And all of these things that you see in the air are different military vehicles that are actually stored inside the USS New York. There's another Navy ship that was built just like this called the USS Somerset, and that's to honor the people that lost their lives when the other airplane crashed in Somerset County in Pennsylvania. Both ships are built strong and came out of the steel beams from the Twin Towers. On September 11th, 2011, the 10th anniversary of the collapse of the World Trade Center towers, the USS New York returned home. The men and women of the United States military services all lined up on the rails of the ship. People came from all over the country and around the world to see the ship that bore the crest, "Never Forget." The USS New York is part of our American history. Wherever it sails the high seas, its bow cuts water. 7.5 tons of steel lead the way. And then you can read more about the USS New York. And then this is the Navy emblem on the side. Thank you for listening to the story, 7.5 tons of steel with Mrs. Timm. And may we never forget how strong our country is and how God has blessed it.